Okay, so in that village, how many animals are there? They all will go there for grazing. Okay, and it is a common property resource, so it is under the village panchayat, which comes under the common property resources. Correct. Now we have area under miscellaneous tree crops and groves. These are not included in net sown area. That means it is not at all included in the agricultural land where you actually sow something and grow. Yeah, it is just a miscellaneous. So any type of trees, crops, they'll grow there accordingly, automatically. Or if somebody throws some seeds and all, they will start growing. So the land which is under orchards and fruit trees, they are included in this category, and much of this land is privately owned. Again, the next is cultivable wasteland. So any land which is left fallow, that means it is not at all included in the cultivation part. It is uncultivated for more than 5 years. Now this type of land is called as cultivable wasteland, because after some time it is actually it dries up. Okay, because there is no cultivation done over there, no cropping, no rotation, nothing is there, so there is no nutrients in the soil. So for this, what happens after certain time limit, some if somebody sees that yes, this land can be used, then it is reclaimed. Okay, and the practices will start again. So it is actually reclaimed that okay, let's start. So then they have to take the permission of the government or somebody who's owning that land, and then they can start the cultivation after some time. Now the current flow. So basically this is a land which is left without cultivation. Current fallow. Fallow, I told you, the land which is not in yes, I told you over here, yes, which is uncultivated. Land which is not in cultivation. So it is left without cultivation for one or less than one agricultural year. Now, fallowing is a cultural practice which is adopted for giving the land rest. Okay, the land recoups the lost fertility through natural processes also. So, fallow other than current land, a current fallow. Now, this fallow, other than the current fallow, means the land which is cultivable land. Okay, the land which was not cultivated, but now it is cultivable land which is left uncultivated. So, like the soil over there is very good, it is full of nutrients, but the thing is that there is some problem, and due to that what happens, the land was left uncultivable, and then slowly it can be brought into cultivation. So after some time it will be brought into cultivation, and if the land is left uncultivated for more than 5 years, then it would be categorized under which? It is cultural wasteland. See here, any land which is left uncultivated for more than 5 years is a culturable wasteland. It has to be included in that. If it is less than 5 years and it is cultivable, then it could be used or named under fallow other than current fallow. Yes? Understood, students? Is everything
Yes,
clear?
teacher.
Okay, the last type is net area sown. Okay, this is the physical extent of land on which crops are sown and harvested in is known as the net sown area. Basically, a land which is agricultural land and which is specifically for agriculture. Understood? Like every day there is cropping, there is grown, the crops are grown, and the people they do farming over there. Physical extent means it is actually told and decided. Okay, physically people go there and they work in the farms. Correct. Now the next is land use in urban areas. Why the land is used in urban areas? How it is used? You saw that in rural area the main occupation was farming, so it is used only for agriculture or farming. Now the second is land use in urban area. Now land use of land in urban areas is different. So here it is, first is the residential area. Any of those land which man uses for its dwelling. What do you mean by dwelling? Dwelling means living of people. Okay, people come to a place, they build houses and they live together. That means dwelling is going on. Okay, the people are living, houses are dwelling, they're growing. He builds up land cover and carries out construction. So here again construction is done. Next is the industrial area. So first land was used for residential, that is living. The second is for industrial purposes, that is the land where any of the manufacturing activity is exist. That land cover where people work for their livelihood and land use is called as industrial area where industries are built up. The next is institutional area. Okay, even our school is known as an institution. Okay, so if we see that a place, the land where our school or college is built, again that is used as an institutional area, because here the space which is over the educational centers, like our college or school is an educational center. So we have this area as a industrial institutional area. Okay, we'll include it in institutional area. Universities, insurance offices, cantonments, any activity other than residential or industrial is included in institutional areas. Then we'll go on with the next, that is recreational area. Re and creational means the place which is land cover which is there, but people visit there only for entertainment. Like we have parks, sanctuaries, playgrounds, open places, or closed theaters, okay, or open theaters. Yes, these are called as recreational area. Okay. Now transportation, space which is used for transportation or moving around. That is wherever the you can find airports are there, the railway stations are there. You find roads are built up, the railways are there, harbors are there. So all these places are included under transportation. Then we have commercial areas. Now these are business centers where selling of finished products is carried out for day to day usage in urban areas. Now, these areas are intermixed with residential areas. At few places, commercial areas can aggregate to form the definite clusters. Okay, what do you mean by that? There are mixed areas over here. So, some people they live in the commercial area, whereas some people they actually work. So it is a commercial area. There can be a definite cluster. So like there can be a population. Suppose if a factory is there, or a place where working is there, people they often see the nearby place to live, so that the transportation is very easy for them, and that is why it is included in the commercial area. Now this especially at the core, that is the CBT, that is the Central Business District. Okay, now you might have seen oftenly that people working in the central government, they have residential also there, their commercial area is there, and in that space only they have their quarters built, so they live there. So it is again an intermixed. Next is plot layouts. There are mostly vacant lands which are actually used for construction or some other purposes, which are located in the periphery of the urban area, nearby area where the people are living. And so that is marked and they are sold to other people. That is called as plot layout. Now we have some land which is called as the mixed land use. Now this mixed land can be used for various purposes, such as all these things will be included in this mixed land. Okay, it can be included for residential, that is for living. It can be included for industrial, for commercial, for integrated manner. It can be used for finding open houses, business, shops, schools, clinics. Open spaces also can be left over at one place. Yes, correct. Did you understand everything? Nobody is speaking. Can you understand? Do you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, please give me some answers because I won't be able to know whether you are understanding or no. The next thing is our geography of rural urban fringe. Okay. Now, what do you mean by this? The area between the rural and the urban area is called as the urban rural or the rural urban fringe. Okay. The area which is in between them. Now it has certain characteristics. So the characteristics of both urban as well as rural areas is given. Now it is not at all a separate zone. It is just a transition between urban to rural. Okay, as you pass, suppose there is a village over here nearby our school, or Solapur, there is a village. From village, if you come to city, Solapur, there is a gap, there is a road. Correct. Now this is called as a transition zone, which separates the village and the city, the urban and the rural area, and they are merged together. Correct. Now, people using automobiles make their daily trips to perform their job. Suppose there might be many people who are living in the village, the rural area, but they work in a urban area. So their office is in urban area, so they just come and go every day. They do up and down every day. Okay, so that is why this is called as fringe. Okay, urban rural fringe or rural urban fringe. Now again we have. When large urban areas they develop, the span of urban areas increases, and this is called as urban sprawl. What is called it? What is it called? See, whenever we are developing, now Solapur is developing, we have extension areas. So these extension areas are called as urban sprawl because it is again extension, it is developing. So they need more space. So they need to increase more area into the city. The term rural urban fringe, it has been used to designate such areas where we have a mixture of rural and urban land use, okay? Where people live in mixture. So some people live in urban and some in rural, but still they have some connection and it is a mixture of rural urban land use. Now, the rural urban fringe has a complex structure. The city and surrounding areas, it consists essentially of two types of administrative areas. First is the municipal council, and the second is the Gram Panchayat. Now, the smaller municipal towns, they are close to the main city. Why? Because they tend to lose their identity and they are in reality they are a part of geographical city only. So like suppose if we have Solapur and we have nearby some municipal town or something, they are included in geographical area wise they are included in Solapur only, whereas they do not have their own identity. They are not identified as an village, as an independent village, and the quality of services in these towns is comparable to those of the main city. Why? Because it is so close to the main city that they are already considered into the city part only. Yes. Now going on to the towns away from the main city, they maintain their distinct identity and they have a distinct set of problems relating to urban amenities. What are amenities? Amenities means facilities. Yeah. Okay. Amenities means facilities, and they also have transport facility. Okay, so they have living facility, transport facility, educational facility. All the facilities are there, waters, everything is there. Okay, economic facilities are also there for them. The quality of these services are generally inferior, and the area in the rural areas they also exhibit a certain level of diversity. Now, agricultural land may have been converted to residential or industrial land, or a whole area may be entirely rural also. The only link with the city is being the daily computer. Okay, why daily computers? Daily computers is a phrase. Okay, the daily computers. What do the people do? They daily come and go in the city. They have to do up and down for their work and job, and so they are called as daily computers. Now, beyond the urban fringe lies the rural fringe. Okay. Now, consisting of villages only and partly affected by urbanization. Now, there is something called as suburbs. Now, outside the metro cities, there may occasionally be a small town or a number of well established towns or small cities. Just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go on ahead. There are suburbs. What do you mean by suburbs? See, there are metro cities. Like, suppose if we consider Mumbai, Mumbai is a metro city. Okay, now there might be places, there might be small cities, small towns which are well established, but they don't have metros over there, but still they are nearby to Mumbai. So then that is, these are actually the suburbs. So they are included in this Mumbai city only. Okay, like if we say Bandra, Kalyan, Virar, these are the suburbs which are near to nearby places, but these are all considered into Mumbai city only. Understood? These are the suburb of the main city of Mumbai. Now they are all cities in themselves, but they are developed as a result of growth in Mumbai, and then hence they are the suburbs of Mumbai. Similarly, we have Wakad, Hinjawadi. They are also the suburbs of Pune. Understood till here? Any doubt? Yes, students. Any doubt? No doubt. Everything is very clear till now.
Yes.
We'll go on with the land use, land cover. The map is given over here for Ichkaranji city. It is a Kolhapur district. Okay, this is that city. The whole city is there, and this is the whole district, Kolhapur district. Whereas here we have some industrial estate over here. Can you see? This land is basically for industrial use. This is also again industrial use. Okay, so land is also given for industrial use. Now this is Panchganga River. Now you might have some settlements here near to this river, because again it is a river, so agriculture can be done very nicely. Yes. Now again this is the industrial estate. See, there are industrial estates. Okay, you can see that people, they live less over there, whereas the industries are there more. Okay, it is an industry. Now what all things are given to you? It is over here, the yellow part. Okay, this part, the yellow part, yellow colored, this, see, near the river you can find all residential part. Okay, it is agriculture which is done. The next, that is green part, it is for actually the forest part. Okay, again this is for forest. So nearby areas, nearby rivers, we have agriculture and forest. Okay, then in the pink we have wasteland. So this is basically the wasteland which is in pink. Okay, a little bit of violetish or pinkish color here, here. All these lands are wasteland. Understood? See how much wasteland we have. Okay, in Kolhapur, all these are wasteland, correct? Then if we go in water bodies, this blue part, okay, these blue parts, these rivers which are given, so these are your water bodies. Yes, clear? Then build up rural. This is the build up rural, the dark part. Okay, this is build up rural. Rural area which is building up. That is called as build up area. What happened? Who's that? And then next we have build up residence. So where is build up residence? This is the pink color is your build up residence. Okay, this is the build up residence, the huge body. Then in light pink, this is light pink. Okay, this is light pink color. Yes, this is light pink. Can you see this right mark part? Light pink, it is the build up residential sparse. What do you mean by sparse? There is people are living there. It is a residential area, but it is very, very sparsely populated. Very less population is there. Then we have build up industrial. This blue color, dark blue color. Can you see? You have residential areas in between your industries. Then we have build up public, semi public. Okay, then build up residential in green. Where is green over here? If you can see, this is green over here. Yeah, yes. Then we have build up mining or quarry and build up open space. So here in the green, in between the residential area, you'll find that there is some open space. Correct? Yes or no? All clear, map is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any confusion in the map so far? You can ask me anything. Any confusion so far? No? All clear? Those who have understood, please raise your hand quickly. Come on fast, I want more hands up. More hands up. We have 26 students over here. I want more hands raising up. Come on fast. Quick, quick. Quick, quick, quick. More students, come on. All raised hands. Very good. Super. What about Zishan? You did not understand anything? Zishan Arrewale, you did not understand anything? Is there anything which you did not understand? Superb. Great students. I can see there are 25 to 26 students today. It's a good number. I appreciate that. I want more students tomorrow. Yes? I want still more students. Do tell your friends to come and join for the online classes. There has to be these online classes are going to be there regularly every day for some time. Yes, please join this because once the course and the syllabus is covered in this online lectures, it will not be conducted again in the offline classes. Okay. So you have to be very particular about all these things. Also, the assignment, the questions will be sent to you on group by me. Just write that. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions and queries if you have? Yes, hands down. Now, those who did not understand anything or you have any query, you want any clarification, you can ask me. Come on. Anyone who needs any clarification can ask me. Yes, no clarification is needed. Everyone understood everything.